All right, there's a lot going on here. Let's get the read from North Dakota Republican Senator Kevin Cramer. Is nice enough to join us now via Skype. Senator, I was seeing that the Democrats are pushing back their convention, obviously right back to back now with the Republican convention. Do you see any, or have you talked to anyone within the Republican Party who are worried about their convention?
Well, I have not, Neil, but the fact that our convention was already somewhat later, I think, makes it a little less urgent for us to make a quick decision. And quite honestly, when you have an incumbent president, it might be a little bit of a different dynamic surrounding that. But I've not talked to anybody about whether it would be changed.
Let me get your take on these jobless claims that are out again. They've been well telegraphed. A lot of people were expecting bad news. They got it. Some are even saying it's going to get a whole lot worse. The number of unemployed Americans already at 10 million in addition with these latest claims back to back. We could be looking at 40, 45 million. Are you in that camp? Do you worry about that?
Well, I don't know that I worry about it, Neil, but I do expect one of two things. Either there's going to be a really high unemployment number, or there's going to be a lot of people employed without work to be done. And either way, that's why we fashioned the CARES Act the way we did, so that we could take care of people that end up on the unemployment side, but also try to provide incentives for employers to hang on to their employees, stay connected. And that's why the Paycheck Protection Act, which will be starting tomorrow, is my understanding. And I both safety nets are necessary. I don't think I'd read a lot into it until we get past this virus. I think the economy is just going to be, at a standstill at best.
I know this isn't your call, I know it's the governor's call, but North Dakota, I think only 11 states now that doesn't have a shelter-in-place or stay-at-home ordinance. Maybe they recommend it, I don't even know, Senator, but how do you feel about that?
Yeah, I think our Governor Burgum, has done a great job of managing this. He has been very firm with guidelines and recommendations. But North Dakotans, first of all, social distancing comes pretty natural to us. We have, I think, 8 square miles for every person in the state. Also, we're pretty compliant people. If our government thinks something's necessary, we do it. So I appreciate that he hasn't had to mandate it, but you also don't see a big concentration of the disease here as yet either. We have it. We've had some deaths, but we haven't been ravaged by it, and hopefully we will be able to avoid that.
Do you think we need another round of whatever you want to call it? The president was to maybe an infrastructure, up to multi-trillion-dollar infrastructure measure. What do you think of all that, Senator?
Well, this is an area where, even Speaker Pelosi talked about an infrastructure package. I think an infrastructure package is the perfect stimulus because it's what we're supposed to do anyway. I think getting back to business and doing what we're supposed to do, maybe the best stimulus would be to stimulate the Congress to do the things we're supposed to do on time and provide that type of certainty. Now, the president's aiming really high with $2 trillion. He sees low interest rates as leverage as a business person. And maybe that makes some sense. But at the very least, the thing about an infrastructure package is, it's our responsibility. We're well behind the curve on it. We've already passed a bill unanimously out of the Environment and Public Works Committee that would be a good starting point. And at the end of the day, you have an infrastructure that has as its primary purpose the movement of goods and services and the profitability of the private sector. So you have something that adds to the economy and secures that all important, supply chain that's important to recovery.
Senator, thank you very much. Very good seeing you again.
My pleasure. Thanks for the opportunity, Neil.